They just outnumber.
Oh, we Dravening!
Oh, boy.
Okay, Gio. All right, I see you.
Do we like this?
I don't care.
I like
because,
Draven, but I don't know if I like Gio playing Draven because they had so many other things they could have played that would have scaled well and could have been a lot safer and wouldn't have been reliant on.
But it's so hard to play for Kalista. Like, this lane is really, really rough, and you've already got the Elise there. Like, this is now a kill lane, and you've got Pantheon jungle. Really eliminate a mid-game. We'll just see whether they can get there without too many whoopsies as we get onto the Rift here for game one. It is going to put this bottom lane in a really rough spot.
Yeah, it allows them to actually influence the bottom lane as well as utilize the prio they're looking for here with this Elise pick.
Wasting a bit of time here will allow Sponge to get a fair bit of work done. And still going to look for the dive. Oh god, Lehans, the point-blank cocoon as they dive on top of Lazyfield. Lehans could be in trouble though, as he's just dead. Not sure about that one. The flash out from Gideon, and that was erroneous.
To have prio to make that whole thing just completely falls on its face, and now Gio's like, well, I got my consolation call, and here we go. I hope we don't lose our stacks, as Kingen may be in trouble.
That's a powerful ghoulie wall as Kingen looking to try and get out of there. Hammer does come on through, but that is one more shovel, and Rich takes it down.
Wait, which character?
The Zebo.
Ah!
He has a zombies donut. Hold up.
Very cute. Great handshake from Andil. Gio is just dead. Those adoration stacks just lying on the floor. DRX, they pick up the feats of warfare. They take down the Draven. Yeah, the good thing is that they have the Realm Warp and double teleports and the Grand Starfall, as now Gideon could be in trouble. They are on the wrong side of this as Lehans has come on over. But that is Sponge now trying to get bailed out. It's not going to work though. Gideon going to be just fine, and Lehans went up into the sky to deny that one. And in fact, it's kind of an awkward composition as far as getting those bailout resets because they can keep themselves alive for that little bit of time. As Gideon is now just dead, guys. Why he walked up there, we may never know.
I get to see if he can continue to make that pressure happen here onto Andil. We'll be seen on this ward.
Yep, great handshake as Yukal in position. That repel absolutely fantastic. And Gideon and Calyx, the flash forward! And oh, guys, wait for the whirling death!
It's okay. He just get more stacks later.
They did need to kill him. They did need to kill him.
Pretty powerful. You think you have the numbers advantage. You think you have a catch, and then suddenly.
Yeah, there was also like a Realm Warp. That's going to be back up now as well. So they'll have like a secondary option. They can Grand Starfall Warp, you know, to get everyone from everywhere.
The idea behind this composition for Nongshim is just so cool because about once every decade.
Yeah, it's like does like intelligence that's created have a soul or something like that? That's all. It always seems to be the question. The question here is Rich able to hold on to his flash? And the answer is no. He loses their brain, but they keep the body. So it's actually just the opposite of a zombie. So it's a B-zom.
There we go.
Yeah.
I think you solved it.
Yeah, there we go. So you become a B-zom.
Yeah, just got a ghost there.
Is that like fairies? Do you need to clap and say that I do believe in ghosts?
No, I think with this play, though, this is actually pretty massive. The Yorks try to get back control of the side. You can see how much power this gives Sponge here. You know, he gets to force Gideon to come down. He almost is able to secure this Gromp away. Realm Warp, though, is being employed.
Yeah, and there is the Grand Starfall as well. Hostile takeover, though. They're just fighting each other. Still, in goes Gideon, and they're splitting their focus. It doesn't quite work out, and now Gideon, not enough of a wall, as the Draven's cashing in, ladies and gentlemen, from across the map. Rich wants to get bailed out. It almost happens, but Kingen just dives on top of Andil. He needs to get Fates called, and Nongshim will finally find their team fight. And look at that, 1.4K is now the lead for Gio.
He also got the turret. He got the
turret, cull, and cash in.
Yeah, so he gets the turret, cashes in with his ultimate on the other side of the map.
Big to fail.
It is now.
Kind of mention it.
Well, he's just going to walk towards two people. He's going to say stand aside, and they're going to say, all right, flashes out of the way of the hostile takeover. That's another kill, but Sponge, he's able to offer one back. Still, I think you're happy to take that trade to get more money onto your Draven. As the Rich Herald will get a charge.
Yeah. And Rich is going to get a turret in return. I know this looks exciting in cinematic, but his teleport still completes now. It doesn't get canceled.
Kingen looking for Rich, and he's got Gideon there to turn up alongside him, and the Maiden just has to watch as Yorick goes down. Calyx looking for Lazyfield, and the flash out immediately just because of the menacing presence. There's so many, like, how are you supposed to do anything about it as Rich puts himself in the ghoulie cage?
It's just going to be like they're hoping that the Rend is enough to rush this down. I mean, they have Kalista, so Have a lot of secure here, but I don't know if they're going to win the fight, even if they get the secure.
Oh, this is so difficult. Yeah, UCal on a decent flank angle, and they might be able to get the Otacon, but can they actually get out alive? That's the question. Grand Starfall comes in, Gideon straight into the Ghoulie Wall, though, as there is the ulti from the Kalista helping Andil out, and he is not dead yet. They do manage to take down Lehens. Down goes Gideon at the same time, but Calyx is a monster. UCal still at full health as Giu chasing after Lazyfield. He's able to pierce his way over the wall.
End up being able to win this one, even though Lazyfield got chased out of the pit.
Lazyfield is not going to get bailed out of this one, ladies and gentlemen. He is big time dead.
Yeah.
Nongshim in position to try and fight for this if there is some sort of attempt. Realm Warp to come in though, and Rich finds himself in a very uncomfortable position. Giu though is just fighting against UCal. That charm had to land. Otherwise, they weren't going to get that kill, and as it turned out, the charm didn't land.
Yeah, so UCal just loses most of his health, doesn't have teleport, and I think that Nongshim know they can't Baron from this, but they could just push mid hard. If they can get some desync backs here, they certainly could.
I mean, the problem is when they go back, then the Baron just goes over to Nongshim. They're going to look for a fight here instead as the, oh my god, the Whirling Death is just massive damage. Hostile Takeover is not taking anyone this time around. Andil going to have to flash to get himself out of the way. And without Lazyfield, I don't think they have much of a hope of stopping this Purple Worm from falling down. Calyx able to lock up the rest of these minions, and there it will go. This should be the back-breaking play for the Noodle Boys.
Doing a lot of damage.
Stopped a bunch of backs.
Stopping backs and winning the game.
Yeah, it is. That would have been Solitary Chemtech Dragon and Lehens for Nexus. And I think Nongshim are kind of okay with it, as the Baron buffed minions looking for some Nexus turrets. The rest of DRX are able to get back, but the Maiden is going to melt. And there are still minions here. My god, even the Shock Blasts are really scary now, as Andil does find a knock-up and a handshake onto Calyx, but he just goes golden. Gideon is in amongst it. Lazyfield hop and map at the Whirling Death. It should be enough to take him down, but never mind. The bailout is actually pretty good to keep him standing. Rich now looking for a little bit more as Giu running alongside Kingin. Remember, Lehens was already dead. Okay, Rich with some Ghoulie Wall value once again. The Morning Mist
trade. So it's looking up here. I know they have Prio, and actually they will secure said dragon.
Well, at least they're here for now. Lehens moves over. There is a handshake. He gets pulled in, but of course, he is Elise. So he goes up into the sky.
Hard to get that steal.
UCal in an uncomfortable position here. Sponge goes in, but he's going to go out via the Death Chamber, I'm pretty sure. He flashes, desperately looking for the bailout, but it does not work, as now UCal, he goes golden. Giu's going to put an axe in him. And yes, they managed to get the kill onto Calyx here, but at what cost is the question. Gideon will be able to just jump on top of the Kalista. Andil, no way out for him either. Stand aside, good sir, says Giu. And he's just able to throw that Whirling Axe. My god, that does a lot of damage. There's the ace here for Nongshim. Felt like it was pretty inevitable, as 9,000 gold the lead. They will just move with so many packets of Ramyun towards this Nexus and take it down.
Really well played here by Nongshim. Love the composition, the execution, and the Draven was a bit of volatility that I didn't necessarily want. But, you know, they played it well. He got that cash in from top lane, got the turret, got the Ko, and he said, what about the early game? That's not...
That Yundo could not find out how many Barons have been taken. Like, I could explain, like, probably the easiest way to do it, just get average Barons per game, and then times that by how many LCK games there have ever been.
Yeah, we could get around.
And that would be an estimation of about how much.
Yeah, for sure.
So if you just do that, then perhaps there's going to be a possibility, but maybe we don't have an average Barons per game stat, something like that. We do have a Kingin does a lot of damage stat, and he is actually able to bring some redemption to the Jace.
It's just kind of situational based on your Narbar. Whereas
there is the good old Shen.
Oh,
and
boy.
This is the good old ninja delivery system as well. The Nocturne ults in. There's a Shen on top of him as well. We saw a Shen more recently. Lord Morgan demonstrated what not to do, and hopefully Lehens can show us what to do. Of course, not the first time he's played it this season. The Rift. I think Nongshim still, they represent a lot of wombo combo potential. See whether it works. We jump into the Rift here. Saturday Showdown, Game 2. He has like guesstimated that there are 6,789 Barons that have been taken in LCK total. As Lehens not going to find the Shadow Dash, and Lazyfield just gets out.
Lucian. He did
by a bit. So
and Lucian doesn't have Q.
Yeah, can be a difficult matchup. As Kingin doing okay. Right now, of course, Minina will be frustrating for the Gwen, but if Gwen ever sort of gets her scissors in, then you're not allowed to use auto attacks button.
Yeah, Yeah.
But I can't remember it right now. Gideon is going to be able to take this Rift Scuttler. Is now UCal not going to get hit by those chains. Sponge trying to make his way over, but he gets scared and will then have to move away. Duskbringer comes on through as Gideon does make his way out. Calyx looking a little worse for wear, and UCal able to protect his Poppy for the moment.
Be able to deny these Raptors, though. I think they should be able to.
We just start talking into the microphone from across the way. Is now Kingin going aggressive onto Rich here. The Narbar looking okay as Sponge is coming over, and Kingin, he knows he has to commit to it. He flashes, he picks it up just before the Mega Gnar comes in. He will be sacrificed as, some ticking of the potion was working out there, but a 1-for-1 trade. That to help him in the lane is, nice double Shadow Dash there. But the stun does come through. They look to turn it onto Jiu, and the power of the Braum is working as Lazy feels so incredibly close. Lands will finish him off, and now in the battle of the Braum versus Shen, I think I'm feeling like the Shen might be okay. The flash forward as Lehens gets those empowered autos and then finds the taunt to take him. Lehens killing someone with a taunt. The lane. Kingin going for it once again. I've seen this one before. This time, there is a Braum. So Concussive Blows comes down. Kingin able to dash his way out. I think he'll be okay for the moment. Does have the needlework, so he'll be fine.
This time, they have enough minions.
Gwen may die.
No song.
Gentlemen, as he does go into his little mist and then slams into the wall. And there is Lehens. Stand United comes on through. I believe Andal is going to die, and there's another kill towards the bottom side as well. Man, this observing is so incredibly good. Shout out to good old Jonas Strong there for catching that kill on the other side of the map. I mean, that's what Nongshim coming up trumps in both of the situations.
Yeah, I mean, they end up
singed.
I mean,
like they were the champs that he'd play. Kingin is just trying to run around with these scissors. Calyx, oh no, they are both dead, aren't they? Andal going to be the first one to go down as Calyx with a Gnar picked up, finds a chain, and there is the paranoia. I do not think this Poppy is making it out. As Gideon, does he have it? The answer is he doesn't need it. As Sponge elects to get rid of the Gwen. Gideon down relatively low as Lehens just fighting against Lazyfield, and he likes those odds, and I think so do most of us. As Calyx still with that Mega Gnar available, it is just going to be dashing his way out, no way to utilize that one.
Oh man, this top side is... I feel like it's a deja vu for what happened last game. It didn't end up being as disastrous for Nongshim.
That Demolish just scared me.
He just kind of gets money.
There's so many Gnars! So many Gnars! As another Stand United, another Shadow Dash, and another death for Rich.
I mean, it's just, I was going to say, it's kind of like a deja vu for that play where we had the Draven and the overextension in the bottom lane last game.
Yeah, as the lead is concerned. It's not over, but it's just looking so rough, especially when Lehens can just kind of walk towards Rich and win the 1v1 against the top laner of the enemy. Now you've got Gideon making Andal paranoid. Sorry, making Sponge paranoid. Poppy is a jungler, Atlas.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't end up getting any kills, but I love the pressure that Nongshim exert again with their globals. Lehens doesn't have his ult yet, so he's kind of bored. And he's like, I guess I'll go up here and I'll harass Rich until it's ready, then I'll help you guys get the dragon later. Just hold on a second.
Well, there is the taunt flash, and that should be a dead Rich. Lehens goes down, but he loves dying, guys. That's exactly what he wants to do.
That's his whole thing.
As we're going to check this one out for Lehens. Let's see what he says after he goes down. I imagine he's not too worried.
1, 2, 3 was the call on the go in.
Yep.
This is pretty nice, right?
Yep.
As you say, it was not just a freebie, as this will not secure the mid turret on its own, but they do have a wave crashing through it. This is a scary timing.
Paranoia comes on forward there as the Stand United. There's a nice taunt. Gideon will be taken down. They do get rid of Andal as now Sponge trying to get himself away. He will successfully do so as the Arcane Storm is down. Lehens is in a bit of trouble, shields himself, but it's a double for UCal. And Kingin, can you stop this onslaught from the Victor? That's the question. As Rich is on the top side, he's going to get a turret.
Judgment errors there.
There also is Poppy and Braum, which can really make things difficult. Gwen is going to make things difficult as well, especially when carrying a Shen. And so that is once again Andal dead. 5 deaths now. They've really been targeting this Braum. You've noticed
they don't have their 2-item for Lucian. They don't have their 2-item for Victor, so it's a little bit awkward. But they do have Prio, and I think that makes up for it in this situation. Maybe we see a give, but nope.
Yeah, here we go. Once more. Gideon, though, just going to get separated and eliminated. I don't know about that paranoia. That wasn't fantastic, but the Keeper's Verdict is now on cooldown. Nongshim still looking for a fight here. As UCal, he needs to be the target. He just does so much damage if left unattended. Chains of Corruption go down as there's a flash in, and Rich just explodes once again, denied. And Lehans, he will fall. Lazyfield goes in, and then Calyx slammed into a wall, and Lazyfield from over the other side is able to hit freely. Sponge now in potentially a little bit of trouble, but Giu trying to fight back, and Lazyfield's just shooting one after the other. He'll take him down, no fear on this Vietnamese player.
It's way less, like you're saying. Here's a Nocturne ult.
Yep, there's another Paranoia as Kiva's Verdict's just going to get rid of Calyx. There is a Shen delivery, but Yucal stands his ground. Gideon just fighting against Sponge. Yucal trying to get himself out of there as Gwen is immune, kinda, because now she's inside this circle with Lazyfield and Andil. Lazyfield kites it out, gets over the wall. The culling now doing damage to Gio at the same time. Sponge taken low, but he's a puppy. He doesn't care, and Calyx just surrounded by DRX. Fight after fight, DRX are doing it, and they're finding the angles. Rich finds Meganar finally in this game. Will be able to take down Gio. That's a clean ace, ladies and gentlemen.
I think that might just be the end of the game. I mean, it's obviously going to continue, but this is so much game played again.
Well, they might be getting outplayed right now, as Kingin looking to snip on towards Rich. The Wallop not really doing too much there as Yucal and Sponge. They'll turn up, and Rich just hopping away. This is looking like tilt, ladies and gentlemen, as Nongshim circling the drain against DRX when they had such a big lead in the early game.
Look at the support ultimate, or the support items. Okay, hold on.
Oh, okay. If at first you don't succeed, just go again, as Gravity Well doing a whole lot of work. There is that arm guard that you were talking about, Wolf. You probably should have said that in the comms for Nongshim, though, because Yucal's still kiting this one out. That's another kill. And they, like, every time they engage onto Yucal, every time Yucal makes them all dead. That is going to be a Gnar that's stolen away. He does finally die. And now the question for Nongshim is, was it worth it?
Had the blowout win early. They're falling apart big time in this one.
Yep. And I respect the fact that Nongshim keep pulling the trigger. But it is making it go faster. You know, it's not really pushing them in the right direction. As Sponge looking to try and take down Lehans here. Is going to be spotted on some more vision.
You had a 2,000 gold lead, but now we're the same. You and I are exactly the same.
Yep. And Lehans is going to look for something, but there is the double Gnar. The turret is working overtime here at the same time. As they do manage to take it down, Rich might be in trouble as well. Some needlework coming on in. A great wallop.
The way!
He doesn't find it. Over the wall he goes as Kingin will be able to lock that one up. But as you can see, on the other side of the rift, ladies and gentlemen, there is a base that is in shambles. So Rich and an inner turret in trade for everything.
Yeah, Rich is, let's say, in top diff in all chat.
I reckon that is probably the case. Gideon will be able to use the spell shield this time around on the Keeper's Verdict. Kingin gets back to base, but he's going to see that it is all on fire. Kingin goes golden, but there is no one to help him out. Great interruption there as he tries to dash away, but Andil, like, after those first 5 deaths, he's like, nah, now we lock in. And he absolutely did. Nexus turret's now on the floor. Giu pushing really far forward. Lazyfield once again on the cusp of death, but that's where he likes it, ladies and gentlemen. No redemption for Lehans, and there goes the Nexus. We're going to 3 here.
Should really toss this one away. I like the comp. I liked how they played it in the early game. It was brilliant. Lehans had a phenomenal early game, but that doesn't matter when you start to lose control of the part of the game that matters most.
It's exactly right, and I just want to commend DRX on their mental. They stayed in it. They didn't let the funny business, the shenanigans get them down. And
the Jhin is really risky into this comp, to be honest with you, Atlas. I think that if you lose control for even just a moment, this is so hard to play. I think that when you consider what DRX has in isolation, it's amazing, right? You have so much frontline, you have the Weaver's Wall setups, like Jhin, in theory, should be safe, but there's also a lot of ways to get on top of him with a Viego on the flank. You know, Equalizer can hit him from far away. If he gets caught by an Azir ult, it is very, very dangerous.
See how it does go, though. One more game here in our Saturday showdown, going all the way to the end.
Most matchups for Rumble is kind of like, we survive, and then, well, Rumble's still relevant, and, you know, you can't really do much, but this is one where you do have agency as Rich in this situation. Andil here, he's like, all right, I'm culling, I'm chilling.
Well, Andil is going to flash forward, gets the Pulverize, even after the flash, the Deadly Flourish is a little early. And now Make It Rain comes down to try and even out this trade, at least between the 80 carries and the Leona. It's her turn to make her way in. Lehans, can you connect any Zenith plays? The answer is no. Captive Audience does find him.
Damage, but the burst does help a lot when you have Electrocute. Calyx.
Yeah, Emperor's Divide going to throw the cow underneath the turret. Only level 5 is this Alistair, so Calyx almost just kills him. on his way past. Still, health trade in advantage for DRX as far as the laning phase is concerned. Still, Andal probably not wanting to make that play anymore.
Back. Doesn't have level 6 still, of course. And so winning this fight after losing control is going to be tough.
Yeah, there's the bullet time just thrown out by Jiu. Picks up the kill onto the Skarner at the same time, and Gideon transforms into the Skarner himself, and he's going to be able to steal away the whole jungle. Oh man, this entire top side left up at the...
only Han Solo can pull it off, otherwise it looks silly.
It does.
And like that's fun right
Kingen
now.
gonna have to flash.
He thinks he's Han Solo.
Yeah.
He shows up to the bar with 2 belts on. Everyone's like, man, take one of those off or you can't sit at our table.
Yeah.
Because he's got no money, and he's not feeling good about it, as Lehens doesn't care.
See how much Calyx cares about it. Rocks are now on the ground. Emperor's Divide up and available. Equalizer comes on through. Let's see whether Calyx can actually... Oh no, Emperor's Divide not up just yet. Rich has actually turned up as well, but he's used his entire first salvo, and it hasn't really found the mark. Actually has to flash away as Lehens was gatekeeping this Dragon Pit. Finally, we don't have a Chemtech Soul, by the way. LCK, as we see whether that is still going to be the case as Andal turning up. Right place, right time right now.
Yeah, this is him trying to keep UCal from being dove here. It's going to be still quite challenging. Big wave.
Yep, Solar Flare is going to connect, and they look to just get on top of UCal. Andal is playing defense really nicely, though, as the bullet time came on through. Still, UCal going to die, and the curtain call from over the wall here might need to be cancelled as the last bullet does fly on through. Still,
Alex
that is a lot of value going on over to this Aurora, as Sponge will be denied the Dragon, but he was trying to take more after already having a really good time. And then even double ups off the minion into him as well. My goodness. Okay, Kingen scrap shielding will get impaled as UCal puts the rocks down and then just shoves him on top of them. Man, Kingen just can't do anything. He is just dead. And this is the value of that huge frontline Skarner starting to actually work out.
Rich does, have his ultimate available. I think trying to make a cross map here is going to be challenging. And also, you're going to see Calyx commit the TP down here at the bottom side as LazyFeel has to flash.
Yeah, Rich finds those couple of kills towards that top side. You can see there's still a decent advantage in jungle, mid, and bottom lane. But now Calyx getting engaged on here by Rich, just trying to keep that health bar as low as possible. And the rest of DRX moving over. Oh, the sneaky little underground deadly flourish. Not going to quite find the angle there as Sponge with a drive-by, and Jiu just says, all right, I guess we're not allowed to move towards this river. I'm going to get this mid wave shoved in. And okay, Headbutt Pulverize going to connect, but that's a Leona. Do not engage onto her as Lehens not going to get impaled. The flash forward is a little bit of a waste of time, and Shelly's still getting amongst it. It's UCal that actually locks that one down, but can they keep themselves alive in the fight? Kingen finding some value with the equalizer, but not quite enough. They go 1-for-1 as the Viego's already gone down. Emperor's Divide just to get them out of there as the flash forward. Rich able to pick up the kill onto Calyx. And Jiu just trying to keep them in one spot so he can kill them all. LazyFeel going to die as well. Flamethrower from Kingen will be his worst enemy.
Clean League of Legends. These two teams usually not the first two to come to mind, but we're seeing it. And
we're engaging onto Lehens again. And that is often a bad move. Double stun. Down goes UCal immediately. The bullet time value has been disgusting in this game. Welcome back to you, by the way. Brilliant performance. Kingen also is just going to cook LazyFeel. And they will move back, look for this Hextech Dragon, and Nongshim, that's a good way to solidify yourself in this game.
Shocky has Eclipse, he is not gonna die.
Nope. Even here, as Sponge was thinking about going for that particular option, Jiu not gonna be as lucky as he looks to walk his way out. Gets a shield, and the Bloodthirster did kind of keep me
It kept it interested?
Yeah, it kept me interested for a second.
Like, wait a minute. Right, like one big mistake, engaging on the Leona, and they will follow up and they will punish. Speaking of punish, will Nongshim be punished here with Kingen out in the side? I think the answer is yes.
Well, he's going to look for UCal by the looks of things. Sponge is over here as well as the teleport out. Yep. He got shoved before, and he realizes with Rich turning up that he is not going to survive, so just teleports out. Really nicely played. Yes. Now we know exactly why there is such a huge lead here for Nongshim as UCal. He's going to do the same thing! Oh, it's so cute. He's going to teleport away.
Certainly very far behind in this game and is looking for that Leandri's purchase, but it's not going to happen, not for this upcoming fight necessarily, as Nongshim, there's no reason to force. Just reminding you.
Well, there is a bullet time as the Weaver's Wall from UCal is continuing to try and make a play here. As, let's see, Seismic Shove does find the Misfortune, and down she goes once again. Team fight around the Dragon, I was like, Gio, that's so great that you're playing this well. And then twice in a row, things haven't been as great. This is great for Gideon, though. He's going to start with the first kill. Let's see how much more he can get. Takes a long time to kill Lehens. A Sponge going to go down. Emperor's Divide just going to hoover up the Jhin. But Calix is still going to fall. Gideon doesn't have as much damage just yet.
I think we're just going to have to wait and see where we end up, as they are going to start an Otacon right now, which has been not great for a lot of our teams here, as Rich does have TP and will show up.
They have so much
damage though, yeah.
Yeah, this is just down as... Oh my god, he steals it! Okay, bullet time is going to be the end of Lazyfield, as we can see. Gideon, it's his turn to be the very long-range Jhin, and he actually picks off Yukal. Seismic Shove throws away Gio, but he doesn't care. They're going to grab a double kill. They had to sacrifice the Otacon for it. I don't know.
But like the outers and the top and bottom lanes are still up, as we're going to see a deep TP from Kingen.
Yeah, and once again, Engage onto Leona is going to be the play.
Almost got
Dragon is losing interest. Kingen, I'm not sure about this one, buddy, as that blast cone not going to work out as he's thrown into the wall. And yeah, it's like he was flanking, but then the rest of his team was like, was like thinking about going in and then goes out. They are taking it in turns.
You know, sometimes, okay, we're not done yet.
Yeah, the curtains. Okay, coming on through the... That was never going to land Sponge.
Maybe the idea there is, like, if I go in, maybe...
Oh, we fighting again.
Oh, God.
Who are we engaging on again, Wolf?
The Leona!
Oh, no! Okay, Sponge, can you actually get anything done? That equalizer, brilliant, but the Pulverize, even better. The Emperor's Divide one-ups even that, and they all go down. Nongshim finding a gorgeous angle in this team fight. Also able to take down the turret. Calix getting to work here.
We have some long death timers here. They're going to escort this minion. They want to try to push to really get into those Nexus turrets, and the Voidling comes out. They've got another wave coming, and also Andal is not going to be able to buy time.
Oh, and we're not going to call him out for engaging onto a Leona there, because the Leona engaged onto him.
Yeah.
The Wolves are also involved.
I think that they might just be able to end this, to be honest. 10 seconds on Lazyfield. He's a Jhin.
I mean,
think this is just done so.
Q and Calix are all here. This is just going to evaporate. There it goes. Nongshim, 3 games, but they are able to take down DRX in the end. And pretty impressive as far as the last team fight was concerned. Kind of ridiculous.
Maybe I should have voted for him. Maybe he's robbed. Maybe he really deserves it today.
Maybe you get it, you know? Maybe.
Yeah, then it's like both winners, you know.
We're gonna find out right about now.
Well, I mean, in like 30 seconds or so. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
All right, I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves. Although it is like it's the thing that's coming up, right? I wouldn't mind an interview with Gio as well, because it's been a while since we've heard from him. And it's going to be Lehens, so never you mind.
I mean, it's kind of one of those series where...
This is literally his greatest hits as well, like these champions.
Yeah, mine is Singed, but it's one of those series where you kind of have to remember that even though he lost, he was 2,000 gold ahead and had 4 kills on the Shen. Yeah. So in the loss, he also kind of popped off and was the main character. That's ultimately what pushed me over the edge there. And
Thank you, Alice. This is Dear for the POM interview translation, joined by Lehens on the side of Nongshim Red Force.
감사합니다.
Congratulations. Thank you.
절대 물러설 수 없었던 오늘의 경기였습니다. 승리를 하게
You had no room to hold back today and secured another victory. How do you feel?
이겨서 다행이고요.
No, I was just so anxious, but I'm so glad that we're able to win. And our next match will be against KT. You know, thanks. Thank you. They're actually sitting right there, so we're actually talking behind the stage. And we said, well, we heard BDD say, oh my God, it's Lehens.
너무 리스펙하고 있어요.
KT 롤스터 선수들의 기세가 좋습니다.
Yeah, honestly, KT, they've been doing really well. Lots of respect to KT players.
받으셔서 기분 좋으시죠?
This is your first POM of the season. Are you happy? You know, I'm just really happy about the win, but I'm also happy about the POM. And in game 1, there were some rough patches in top, but with great teamwork, you closed it out with a win. So what was the key point to turn things around? No, the opponent were just really trying to capitalize off of any sort of good angles. And I think we were able to really fix our team fight and just like our synergy overall up. And then that was what really ended up
아, 킹 선수랑
allowing us to turn things around.
서로 잘 이야기도 많이 하고 있고 평소에도 뭐 재밌는 이야기
Yeah, honestly, my synergy with Kingen, we do communicate a lot, and I think we just get along really well. In game 2, Lihans, you picked
어떤 쉔을
Shen's support. So what strength were you looking at? When I play Shen,
꽤 괜찮은 것 같아가지고
as compared to before, champion is actually a lot more solid, and because I have always been a pretty good, solid Shen player, I think that just allows the game to be a little better. And what was the feedback like after game 2? We lost, and we knew that we didn't do well, and we made mistakes and messed up. That's why we weren't able to close it out. Now, lately in Calix's interview, he said that you told him to believe in me that believes in you, and he earned so much confidence from your words. So how did you come up with such sweet words? I just, he's so young. I guess he just has to learn a lot because he's been saying things, blurting things out that were spoken privately. But I think I've just been considering what I can say to kind of instill some confidence and just to give him more energy, just to make sure that he can stand up with confidence. And I think that's what really led on to him saying that in the interview. So what would you like to say to your teammates so that you guys are able to do even better in round 2? We're struggling a lot, and hopefully we can improve and get better. But right now, I think it's most important that Kingen can stand back up. He really needs to lock in. And the next opponent will be KT on peak momentum, and they're right behind you. Would you like to say anything to taunt them? Although I may lose, I never lose to BDD, so BDD, I'm sure he can hear you, but he's pretending like he can't hear you at all. Look at that smile. Well, congratulations again. Would you like any words to your fans? We're able to close it out with a win today, and I'm glad that we're able to make our fans happy. And I know that we lack and we have a lot of room for improvement, and we're very well aware of that, so we'll continue to work hard on improving. And that's the end of the interview with Lihans, and back to the space. Thank you.